Hello everybody, it is Lythaniel, the reviewer, back with another quick little first impressions video. I got the pasta shaping disc from Philips. This goes with the Philips compact pasta maker. These just if you want extra shapes. It's a pretty cool little product. So if you didn't check out my previous video, I did the on the pasta maker. Go ahead and check that out. But pretty much what I'm gonna do is go through all of these little discs and see them in operation. So just open up the box, you'll see the little discs we got. You get 2 discs for the pasta shapes, and then you get another 2 little inserts that's gonna go into its own separate disc. So you'll kind of see those. That's just a little cleaning tool for the angel hair. I don't pull it off here, but you'll see me use it later in the video. I'll take that little cap off right there. So what we got right there is for the tagliatelle pasta. Just a nice little disc right there, and they're all kind of shaped the same way as the original ones. Next up, we've got the angel hair. So it's really finer type of pasta, way finer than spaghetti. So kind of neat little one. It'd make a lot of it at once. Right there, you see the little disc for the lasagna. You just insert it into that one little piece, and it's gonna let you shoot out some lasagna. Take that insert out and switch it with the other one. That'll let you get that pappardelle pasta, which will shoot out 6 noodles. It'll be a broad noodle, which is kind of cool. So ease of use, simple enough. Just line up the notches, look for the arrows again as usual. So right here, just making the pasta. Got my regular AP flour. I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 egg. And the liquid measuring cup right there. The goal is normally to get it to about 75-80 mils for fun, just adding a little bit more squid ink. Check out the video on that one I did. Pretty interesting, but just adding this just to make some black pasta, why not? And you know, just fishing around, adding some there, and then just in a little bit I'm gonna add some water to round it out. One of the things I do in a little bit is actually will add a little bit more water in addition to just that one little piece right there. So what you're gonna see next is a new little tool I just got today. It's a Nord Pro. It's like a compact mixer. When I first played around with squid ink to make some pasta, I realized just doing it with a fork only stirred it up so much, and I had a lot of ink left over at the bottom. So I got this little tool to kind of make sure it completely homogenizes and mixes up together. So got a little bit more playing around to do with that, but yeah, might do a review on that one. We'll see. So just again, standard pasta making. The ink may settle again, so just mixing it up one more time, and you're gonna see me just slowly pour it in. Yeah, as I was mentioning, it did come out a little bit dry after I added this first batch, so I'm gonna actually add a little bit additional water here. But it's really cool once you see it fully hydrate. It's gonna be a gorgeous black color right there. So also shifted around the lighting a little bit just to make it easier. So first up is the lasagna disc, 1 of 4. And it comes out in like a little tube, but that slit up top is what kind of keeps it its own little rectangle once you flatten it out. It is pretty fragile. I did kind of make the pasta a little bit wetter again. I am still learning about it, but I'm getting a little bit better day by day. And it comes out a little bit wrinkled once you first pull it out. So I'm just kind of messing around with this little rolling pin. I should have dusted a little bit with flour, but again, I'm just kind of, you know, messing around, seeing what happens. What's really kind of nice about using these pasta makers is if you do like trim it. So say if I was to trim the top, bottom, and the sides to make it a better rectangle, you can throw the scraps right back into the pasta maker and it'll reincorporate all of that into the dough, so there's very little waste. So this one, once the dough really gets started though, it does come out much faster than that first little sheet. So this one looks a little bit better, but again, it is fragile, so do be careful. Do get some flour on your cutting board, on your hands, on the roller. Just kind of keep things nice and homogenized. So yeah, just that gorgeous color, that black squid ink pasta, it looks really cool. I can't wait to get some beet soon. I'm gonna do beet and carrot, just kind of see how, you know, a deep red will look, and a carrot, or orange is gonna come out. So really cool. So yeah, overall, it's a really fine filling sheet of lasagna. No complaints with it really. Again, it is pretty delicate, so you do want to be gentle with it. But I wouldn't see any issue with using that to make a lasagna all by itself. And hopefully I plan to do that just for fun and, make me a little lasagna. I might find me a little recipe, but the wrinkles flatten out just fine. You see it kind of stuck to the cutting board a little bit right there. So again, use flour, keep things dry. So next up is the pappardelle pasta, and it's really similar to the lasagna disc, but it's got 6 divisions in there, so it makes 6 strands at a time. But it's a really broad pasta noodle, and I really did like this one. Comes out just fine. There's no real issues with this one sticking, even with that wetter dough. Just take care, make sure they don't bunch up on themselves. You may want to kind of fan it out a little bit like I'm doing here. Just make sure everything stays separate, but overall there's not really an issue with this one. Comes out just fine, and then you just do a little slice there. Be sure to be firm when you cut, you can't really be lazy with it. But again, you see, once you really kind of get that first slice out the way and the dough is flowing, it can really start going fast, and you got to be ready for it because it's just going to keep coming to you. Either make another slice, or you can actually pause it if it is really going too fast for you. But again, that's a good noodle. So slice that one off right there and kind of just play around with it and just kind of get a little close up it right here. And depending on how you handle it, it may stick together, but be gentle with it, take your time, and it's gonna be all right. Up next, folks, we have the tagliatelle disc. Let's go ahead and swap that out right there. And again, just letting this one run. One thing I did notice with this one is while there is still separation in the pasta, on maybe like the 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock position, they can get a little stuck to themselves. I do blame this a little bit more on myself for having a more wet dough, but even still, just how they'll line up, and you'll kind of see me fan them out a little bit. They do separate easy enough, but you're gonna have to be aware of that to make sure nothing's really going to, mush itself together if you're handling it. So, take your time here, make a little separation if you need to. Maybe if it was a little bit drier, I wouldn't have that much of an issue, but, and there's just the little machine just going back and reverse to remix before it extrudes again, but this one isn't too bad. I thinking back on it, if you remember the spaghetti die, it was like the little Twizzlers. This one isn't as bad, but you just got to be aware of it. Maybe it'll separate in water, but if you've got the time right here, you're just waiting on for the next batch to come out. Go ahead and just separate them again. If you got the flour, dust them with flour as I should have done, but again, I just, heat of the moment thing, but you get better with experience, Yeah, just let that come out, and again, this one wasn't bad at all. This is going to be really good if you don't really want as wide a noodle as the pappardelle, but you also want something a little bit thicker than the fettuccine. So this is a really nice in between overall. And here we have the angel hair die. Got that one twisted on, and it's gonna do its thing. And of course, you can see the little strings again. If you have that excess pasta, or if that first cut doesn't come out nice, don't throw it away. It's not waste. Just toss it right back in the machine, and it's going to incorporate it just fine. But yeah, here's the little tool you'll see. It's got those 7 little holes. Really easy, actually, once you pop this out. When I was cleaning up everything afterwards, that tool essentially made it so much easier. It's actually easier cleaning the angel hair than it is the spaghetti die because you have that tool. So here you can see it looks gorgeous and it comes out nicely, but in a little bit of time, they're gonna start sticking together. One big flaw I have with this die is I think they made too many strands. It's trying to get out too much pasta too fast. It would have been so much better if they even just cut those dies in half and spread out those holes. You wouldn't have to spend all this time separating the pasta like it's Twizzlers again. Like, it's even more severe on this die than it is on the spaghetti one. Again, a lot of that can be attributed to me having more of a wetter dough, but again, I don't want to spend all this time separating these little strands, you know, spread them out. I don't have to have all the pasta out at once. I'd rather this take longer than me trying to fight all these little individual strands. Now, just for comparison's sake, I actually got some of the original discs. This one is the fettuccine disc that comes with the machine. And I just want to see again as a reminder how this one comes out. Just to give a little comparison to the tagliatelle and the pappardelle dies. So here you can see this one, I really do like how they did this one compared to, say, the angel hair pasta. Nice and separated. I don't have to fight every little strand of pasta. Everything's beautifully separated. I don't have to fight it. It works out, and it's so much less work for me in the long run compared to the angel hair pasta. I would just see myself chopping that up and throwing it back in the machine to use a different dye. Maybe it's spaghetti or something else. And again, it may work better if I do have a little bit less hydrated dough. But again, I need what I needed to do and not have to fight the machine. I don't need all those strands to come out. So right here, I got the spaghetti disc, and just kind of compare with the angel hair one. Now, again, I do still have that problem, but it's not going to be as severe because it's only, what, 4 sets of 9 holes. So, what, 36 compared to the maybe double that on the angel hair die. So, you see a little bit more separation. Maybe, again, the die should have been spread out a little bit more. I don't know why they made those 9 so close to each other, because I don't want to spend time just separating everything. And again, it'll come with experience, but just for what I'm dealing with, I don't need there to be a hassle. So yeah, these are all the dies. In just a moment, I'm gonna go ahead and actually compare each one side by side, just see how they come out. It'll give you a good idea of what shape you want to use for depending on whatever pasta you want to go with. But overall, I am pretty happy with the disc. I do like that I have more variety beyond just the original 3 that came with it. Just with, I believe, the spaghetti, fettuccine, and the little roll, the 2 pasta. But yeah, I do like it. The pasta did come out great, and I'm pretty happy with it overall. It does still have that learning curve, but we'll get to it. So here you see all the little pastas. First one again right here is that pappardelle, a nice wide noodle. The tagliatelle is a little bit thinner. Fettuccine is, I would say, even thinner, but it's a little thicker too. And there you got the angel hair pasta and the spaghetti. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any other questions, and I will see you guys in the next video. And just this last little bit is the pasta. If you actually do want to reuse everything, because I just wanted one kind of pasta, throw it all back in the machine, get one kind, and enjoy. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Later.